వెల్కమ్ టు 108. అయోధ్యలో ఏమేమి చూడవచ్చు ఇప్పటిదాకా తెలుసుకున్నాం. అయోధ్యలో జరిగే దీపోత్సవం కోసం దేశ విదేశాల నుంచి ప్రదర్శనలు ఇవ్వడానికి రామాయణ టీమ్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఈ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ రామాయణ టీమ్స్ అన్నిటినీ యూపీ సర్కార్ తరపున కోఆర్డినేట్ చేసింది మన తెలుగు వారేనట. గ్లోబల్ ఎన్సైక్లోపీడియా ఆఫ్ ది రామాయణ కన్వీనర్ శ్రీ బాలా సంకురాత్రి గారు వారిని పట్టుకుని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేసి వారి ద్వారా శ్రీరామ జన్మభూమి తీర్థక్షేత్ర ట్రస్ట్ ప్రధాన కార్యదర్శి శ్రీ చంపత్ రాయ్ గారి ప్రత్యేక ఇంటర్వ్యూని మీకోసం సాధించాం. అయోధ్యలో ఈ జనవరి 22వ తేదీన అయోధ్య రామ మందిరంలో విగ్రహ ప్రాణ ప్రతిష్ఠ జరుగుతుందని తెలిసిందే. ఈ రామ మందిరం సాధించడం కోసం వెనుక ఎన్నో కష్టాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఆ కష్టాలేంటో చంపత్ రాయ్ గారి నోట మీకోసం.
108 ప్రేక్షకులకు నమస్తే. ఈరోజు మనం అయోధ్యలో ఒక మహాన్ వ్యక్తి దగ్గర ఉన్నాం. వారెవరో కాదు, శ్రీ చంపత్ రాయ్ గారు. మన అయోధ్య రామ మందిర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్కి సంబంధించి, ఆ పోరాటానికి సంబంధించి ఒక వెన్నెముక లాంటి వారు చంపత్ రాయ్ గారు. వారి దగ్గరే ఉన్నాం. వారిని అడిగి కొన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకుందాం. అనేక రాష్ట్రాల శ్రోతల కోసం ఈ ఇంటర్వ్యూని ఇంగ్లీష్ మరియు హిందీ భాషల్లో నడిపించేటువంటి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాం. సో వెరీ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్. Thank you a lot for giving us the opportunity to have a few words with you and take the knowledge from you, sir. Thanks a lot. My first question, sir. It is over 700 years of fight where Ram Mandir has come into reality, and we are very happy that we are living in the same times where the Ram temple is coming. So being an active part of the entire movement, so what is your first hand experience?
First hand experience is simply satisfaction.
Fantastic, sir. That is a very satisfactory answer. Sir, a little bit about, you have told many a times about the temple and the temple architecture which is coming up. For our 108 TV audience, once again, how the architecture is coming up and what is the inspiration behind?
First of all, everyone should know what is the issue. Why there was a dispute between the two communities, Hindus and Muslims, about a very small area of the land. I think most probably the area is 1/3 acre, means 0.3 acre. It is hardly. Why there was a dispute? This is the key question. Why? Because Ayodhya is a town of temples. Ayodhya is a very small town. In this small town, there are more than 3,000 temples. About 2,950 temples are dedicated to only Ram. Then why was a dispute for this land? There are hundreds of temples dedicated to Ram. Then what is the reason of dispute? So the basic question is, Hindu society says that there was a temple at that piece of land, and the temple was demolished by the army of Babur. Babur means invader. Babur was not the king, he was the invader. The local people, not the local army, but the local people and sadhus, they fought against the army of Babur for about 15 days. Ultimately, the temple was demolished. And by using the debris of the same, a three-domed structure was constructed over that place. Three-domed structure. This three-domed structure is known as Babri Mosque. The Hindu says this is our land. The temple situated at that piece of land was known as Mandir Janmasthan. Whose Janmasthan? So Ayodhya is the Janmasthan of Lord Ram, the temple of Lord Ram. Temple means abode of Lord Ram, abode of God. So people fought to get back that land. Only to get back that land. Hindus, nearby people, small kings, they all fought. Sadhus for about 450 years. In the year of 1934, there was a fight between the two communities in Ayodhya. Hindus damaged that three-domed structure a lot. British government penalized the Hindus. 84,000 rupees in the year of 1934 was imposed penalty on only Hindus. Hindus deposited that penalty amount to the treasury of the government of British. But what was the result? None of Muslim community member dared to enter that place. Although Britishers renovated that place. India got political independence in 1947, 15th of August. It is a turning point. On the midnight of December 22 and 22nd, 22 and 23rd, in between the midnight, December 1949, chilly cold in Ayodhya, youths, youngsters, under the leadership of sadhus, entered and took possession by force. Since then, that place is under Hindu control. And those put the small deity of Lord Ram. It is worshipped since then. So the question is, the dispute is whether there was any Hindu structure or Hindu temple prior to 1528. If there was a structure, then the place belongs to Hindus. And if it is proved that there was no Hindu structure or temple prior to 1528, this place will be treated as the Muslim place. This is the basic question. Basic question. In 1983, Vishwa Hindu Parishad started studying the whole issue and then decided for mass mobilization programs. That happened. The result was that in 1986, February 1st, the district court of Faizabad ordered to open the locks. Locks were put there in 1949 by the local government or the district magistrate. 1986, February 1st, District Court of Faizabad ordered to open the locks. The Hindus appealed to the Muslims to shift that three-domed structure at the place of their own choice. But the community or the fighting organization of the Muslim community, Sunni Waqf Board, was not ready for that. Result is open to all. On December 6th, 1992, the youths assembled in Ayodhya demolished that three-domed structure. Now the central government became active. State government ordered, requested to the lower court, district court, to transfer all the civil legal suits to the High Court bench for a joint hearing. And central government acquired about 70 acre lands surrounding that disputed point so as to protect that point, for the protection of that point, that piece of land. Litigation is started. Central government put a question before the Supreme Court of India. Kindly advise whether there was any Hindu structure prior to 1528. Court asked, what is the purpose? Central government filed an affidavit in the court, Supreme Court. If it is proved that there was Hindu structure, the government of India will behave according to the wishes of the Hindu society. Otherwise, will behave according to the wishes of the Muslim community. In the High Court of Allahabad, Lucknow bench, 3 judges bench was created. For 15 years, bench heard the legal civil cases. Again there was a question, who will decide what was there prior to 1528? This main question. Science and technology then was consulted. Archaeologists suggested to the court, if there was something building and it was demolished, so some of the pieces will be there underneath of the land, below the land. How to see? Radar photography was suggested. A geophysicist radar photography, it was done by a scientist of Canada. He was requested to come to Bharat and survey the land through ground penetrating radar. He came and surveyed, submitted his report to the court, to the Lucknow bench of Allahabad court. In his conclusion, the scientist wrote that there is a huge structure below the land extending over a large area. In photography, the scientist is seeing, but the public, the judges, they are not able what this picture says. So ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, was asked to excavate scientifically that land. Only on that points where the radar photography was taken. ASI excavated the land for 6 months and found so many things: walls, pillar bases, a pond, steps going down to the ponds, minimum floor, 2 or 3 floors. Ultimately, they found a structure which was written as Shiva temple. And in this excavation, they ultimately concluded that there must be a temple of northern Indian style. They submitted their report in 2 volumes, big volumes. One is text and second volume is photographs. So that ASI report proved that there was a structure prior to 1528. So High Court decided the matter in favor of Hindus, or High Court decided all the issues in favor of Hindus. But I think to maintain law and order, only, they trifurcated the land. Trifurcation was not accepted to any party, neither to Muslim nor to Hindus. So all the parties went to the Supreme Court with their appeals. In 2011, Supreme Court did not took up the suit for about 7 years or 8 years. In 2019, Supreme Court suggested to the parties for mediation. Supreme Court formed a a three-man committee of mediation. One, a retired judge of Supreme Court living in Chennai. Second man, senior advocate of Chennai High Court living in Chennai. So two from Chennai. And the third, Shishi Ravi Shankar. These three-member committee worked for 4.5 months. Ultimately, they also could not find any way out. And so they wrote to the Supreme Court that probably the mediation is not possible. It was the month of July 2019. Supreme Court framed a full bench of 5 senior most judges under the chairmanship of the Chief Justice. It started hearing the cases from August 6th, 2019 for continuous 40 days without any adjournment for about more than 170 hours. They heard the arguments from all the parties. Hearing closed on October 16th, 2019. All of a sudden, November 9th was decided for the declaration of the judgment. The judgment was unanimous, 100% in favor of Hindus. Because in High Court, there was a detailed discussion. All the issues were decided in favor of Hindus. Supreme Court can't change. So the question is, what is the issue behind this dispute or fight? This is the basic question. Whether there was any Hindu structure or temple prior to 1528 at that site. If there was any structure or Hindu structure temple, then the land belongs to Hindus, otherwise not. Otherwise not. So this question was decided by High Court as well as by the Supreme Court. So everybody of the country accepted this. And so this decision, this is the court judgment delivered on November 9th, changed the total scenario of the country as well as of the world. Court ordered to the government of India to create a trust for management within the time period of 3 months. Government of India did it. They created a trust. The trust is named as Shri Ram Janambhumi Tirtha Kshetra. So this is the name of the trust. The land was handed over to trust. Trust started working there. In the trust, there is a provision of construction committee. A chairman of the construction committee is the ex officio member, Mr. Nirpendra Mishra, very senior IAS officer of Uttar Pradesh cadre. Native place is also in Uttar Pradesh. He took very pains, efforts, very serious. So the present situation, present picture is due to Nirpendra ji. Larsen Toubro is the main contractor. Tata Consulting Engineers is the project management consultant. Mr. Jagdish Afle and Girish Shastrabhujani and two other engineers, they work voluntarily on behalf of the trust directly. These joint efforts.
థ్యాంక్ యూ జీ ప్రణామ్ సార్ ఆడియన్స్ ప్రేక్షకులు తెలుగు వాళ్ళకి అండ్ అదర్ ఆడియన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ అక్రాస్ ద వరల్డ్ హోప్ యూ హ్యావ్ అండర్స్టూడ్ ద ఇన్ డెప్త్ ద ఓవరాల్ లైన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎంటైర్ ఎపిసోడ్ ఆఫ్ రామ్ మందిర్ రైట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద డెమాలిషన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఓల్డ్ రామ్ మందిర్, construction of the mosque, and then the demolition of the mosque and the reconstruction of the temple in the very long fight that happened. And thanks a lot to Sri Champath Rai ji on this elaborated interview. Thanks a lot ji. Dhanyawad.
Please like, share and comment 108.
Subscribe to 108 TV channel.
Subscribe to 108.
Subscribe to 108 TV.
Subscribe to 108.
Subscribe to 108.
Subscribe to 108.
Subscribes to 108. Thank you.
Subscribe to 108. Thank you.